What I want to talk about today are the companies that decided to generate social value first and to enjoy the profits after. Because these companies focused on the members of their ecosystem, their clients, their suppliers, their local communities, we call them the altruistic corporations, which comes from the Latin word alter, the other. Why this approach is revolutionary? To answer that question, we need to go back 50 years and to see how companies acted for social value. In 1970, Milton Friedman, in his famous article, said that the only responsibility for companies is to maximize profits. Milton Friedman was not against creating social value. He simply said that the owners must or can do it, but only after the companies did everything in order to maximize their value. However, it's another approach that took hold in companies since 1980s, which is called corporate social responsibility. It became even mandatory in many countries. Despite its obvious positive contributions, this approach also was a subject of several criticism. The main one is about the subordination of the creation of social and environmental value to the economic goals, which is best symbolized by the existing of two annual reports, the primary one, which is financial, and the secondary one, which is environmental and social. And what if companies decided to pursue profits and the social value at the same time? That is what John Elkington suggested in the early 1990s with his approach of triple bottom line, having three goals: people, profit, and planet. This approach has also inspired in the years 2000 B Corps and benefit corporations, which respectively certify and legalize in the companies the pursuit of these three goals simultaneously. All these approaches come from the worthy intent to bring companies to pursue both profits and the social value. Hence, the issue with triple bottom line, B Corps, benefit corporations is not that they go too far, but that they don't go far enough. And they don't go far enough because they can't. It is impossible to chase several rabbits at the same time. In order to create more social value than these approaches, you need to focus only on one. Milton Friedman would agree, perhaps, saying that yes, you need to focus on the profits. The leaders of the altruistic companies that we have studied made a different decision. They decided to focus on the creation of the social value. That's what we have discovered with my co-author Laurent Marbacher in these altruistic companies. These are the companies that decided to serve all their ecosystem members, their customers, their suppliers, the local communities they operate, through all of their core business processes, and they do it unconditionally. And what happens to the profits in these companies? Let's look at one of the altruistic companies we have studied, Handelsbanken, which is one of the leading Swedish banks operating in 7 European countries. It thinks of its bank advisors as family doctors who take care of your financial health. Perhaps you don't have, by the way, the cell phone of your family doctor, but Handelsbanken customers have the cell phones of their bank advisors, and they call them even during the weekend. And just like doctors pledge do no harm, Handelsbanken advisors don't do any cross-selling and don't promote any in-house products unless they're the best on the market. And like for doctors, Handelsbanken doesn't do any advertisement. And what about Handelsbanken's profits? In fact, Handelsbanken outperformed its competition in profitability for the last 48 years and counting. The altruistic enterprises appreciate profits, but the profits are not the goal. The profits are a little bit for them like water. We don't live to drink as much water as possible, but we need water in order to live well and long. The same is true for the altruistic companies. They need profits for their sustainability. So what is the bet of the altruistic corporations? The bet is to stop aiming for profits, to do everything to take care of their ecosystem members, and hoping that the ecosystem will take care of them and the profits will follow. Handelsbanken is just one example among many. For 5 years, together with my co-author Laurent Marbaché, we have studied several dozen of these companies on 3 continents of all types, listed, private, all sizes, and all industries. So what is the secret that allowed these altruistic companies to transform themselves in order to serve their ecosystem members unconditionally? This secret is trust. It is trust that allows them to serve their ecosystem without protection and without condition. How do traditional companies serve their ecosystem members? They do it under the protection of the contracts and subject to the return on their investment. On their part, altruistic companies opt for authentic relationship with their ecosystem members, treating them like they would be their friends. You don't say to your friend that come to stay with you during the weekend that you're a friend unless you don't cost me too much or unless I have a return on my investment in you. Handelsbanken treats their customers as friends. As the CEO at the time, Anders Boven, told us, you can never spend too much time doing what is necessary for the customers. And then added, if we do what is necessary for the customers, they will be grateful to us. Altruistic companies appreciate profits, but they focus on taking care of their ecosystem members, their clients, their suppliers, their local communities, as they were their friends. And the profits follow as the result of this collective well-being. Last word. Perhaps you are already doing that in your company. But if you fully realize this business philosophy and implement it in your company, you can make the world a better place and your company more prosperous.